There we go. Can you hear me now? Fantastic. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to the live stream.
Greetings, my excellent friend.
It's so good to see everybody. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is, what day is today? I don't even know what day today is. Today is December 4th, 2019. We're going to write a little bit of code today. I've got a short stream today. I'm on the road. I'm here in a hotel room. No, it's not a cooking stream. I happen to be in front of.
Blazor Mr. Magoo just resubscribed for 20 months.
20 months?
Fritz for my 20th month.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Blazor, Mr. Magoo. We're going to look at some Blazor today. I'm on the road. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm visiting a customer, and I'm also speaking at the Phoenix.net user group's holiday party tomorrow.
Jobimpa just resubscribed for 3 months. I got that red hat.
You got that red hat. Oh yeah. Congratulations. You're into the red hat now for the subscriber loyalty badges. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, so much going on here in the chat room already. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to keep up. So I'm here to speak at their combined user group meeting tomorrow night. I'm meeting with a customer today, so I need to cut this a little bit short. I have an alarm set for about 45 minutes, so we're gonna have a shorter stream today so we can talk, answer some questions, go through and do a little bit of Blazor work. In fact, I'm even thinking let's start putting together some of the things around our Blazor web forms compatibility controls today. Let's talk a little bit about that. Maybe we can even bring over the a ListView control that our friend Dan Roth wrote with me on stage at Ignite. So we'll take a look at that. Let me say hello to everybody here in chat. Lucky number 7 has a question about SignalR. We'll get to that. I will be happy to take your question here in just a minute. Wolfhound Jesse, good to see you. Surly Dev. J 1859. No, the years after 1859. Till we get to about 2016. This stream started and everything's good. Good to see you, J 1859. Hugo Doll is here. Surly Dev, Toe Frog. Let's see. D.D. Walsh in Donut Abundant, Bellevue, Washington. I can't have donuts. I'd like to have some donuts, but not so much. We're all jealous, Dee. So jealous. How's it going there? M. Holloway. Wolfhound Jesse. You just got a gift to a sub you visited once. To a channel. Nice. Wanna Paradise. Good to see you. A Stelzy. Let me see. And so there's a Christmas emote thing going on here on Twitch, where if you gift subs, if you cheer, you get emotes gifted to you to folks randomly in chat. So when folks re-up their subs here, when they cheer, other folks will get those emotes. They're randomly assigned, and of course, every sub, every cheer, I'll make that donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital this quarter. Am I streaming from a notebook? No, I'm using my Intel NUC. I have an Intel NUC that I use when I'm on the road. It's got a full i7 8800 processor in it, 32 gig of RAM. It's effectively a desktop inside of the form factor for a laptop.
Walker just resubscribed for 5 months.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the resub, and we'll make another donation. And some folks are going to get, what are they called? The emotes, right? So good. Thank you so much. From Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma. No. Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. You got me, Hugo. So what are we doing today? I think we're going to talk about starting to lay out some of the controls that we're going to do for Blazor today, that emulate the web forms controls. Right, so we'll do a little bit of HTML, we'll do a lot of C#, but these will be components that you'll be able to use with the modern Blazor framework that feel like web forms. That's the goal that we're going to get into today. I want to make sure I say hello to everybody here in the chat room. Smab, yes, .NET Core 3.1 was released yesterday, so I'm going to be doing a talk about that tomorrow night from the Phoenix user group here. I need to fix the time on the schedule just below so that it's appropriate for Mountain Time, but we'll be streaming from that user group. Well, you'll find me, well, not in this room, but you'll find me here on, you're talking about that. Fairy Wings is here. Nice. My defend and the haha, what is that? Snow how? I don't know that emote yet. This is not a laptop that I'm streaming from. The Intel NUC. Yes. You can find out more about my Intel NUC and my setup if you go to live.jeffreyfritz.com, and you can see more about how I have things set up. I could take a picture here and show you what these things look like. But this is called the Hades Skull Canyon NUC. I'm a huge fan of it. Intel, call me. Okay. So, and there was a question, where'd the hair go? I gotta go back to the hats. The hair is still here. Still got the blue hair. Look, there's the hair. We're still blue. But, gotta look, the hat. Change of location. That's right, Copper Beardy. Good to see you, my friend. So, let me, how best should we do this to start off this discussion? Thank you, Surly Dev. Pluto Nan still doing the ninja cosplay. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Let me get over to GitHub here and I'll show you where we're working. And then I want to come back to lucky number 7's question. I was trying to use featured chat this morning and it wasn't coming up on Microsoft Edge for me. I need to put in my two-factor authentication code. One second. 2-factor authentication for GitHub. There we go. And we're in. Fantastic. All right. So this is where we're going to be working today, is in this project. Fritz and Friends Blazor Web Forms Components over on the GitHubs. But let's go to lucky number 7's question. With SignalR, there are libraries to connect as a client. Yes. For example, C#, JavaScript, and Java. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, you got the... Thank you for popping up the question there. I appreciate it. One of the mods that has access. You were looking for a Python-based library and in your initial search didn't find one. Now, is SignalR's WebSocket-based? Can you connect with a pure WebSocket, or do you need the SignalR wrapper around this? So SignalR is designed to be that abstraction across all of those live connection mechanisms. You should have an abstraction on top of it. That's a really good question, though, about SignalR and a Python client. And the perfect person to ask is going to be my friend Brady Gaster. SignalR Python. Let's see if there's a SignalR Python client. Just doing a quick search. SignalR client. There we go. Python client proxy for SignalR. Compatible with Python 2 and 3. But is this for SignalR or SignalR on .NET Core? March 2016. That's going to be the older version that runs on .NET Framework. It's different now. Oh, wait a sec. Here we go. Azure SignalR Service Python Quick Start. I think this will do. I think this is the one we want. Yeah. Right, so that's setting up the SignalR endpoint. What happened here? Okay. Configure and run the Azure Function app, blah, 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 blah. Python, PowerShell, blah, blah, blah. There's a client here. It's got to be adding. I would look in here. It feels like there's a... Right, where's the sample application? There's got to be it. It's got to be hiding in here, you know? Languages. Python. Serverless chat Azure Functions. No Python. Okay. Is it hiding under here? Add Python. So Anthony Chu, it looks like, did a little bit of this. Anthony is now a program manager on the Azure Functions team. I think it's Azure Functions. Requirements. Let's see what it has here. I don't see anything. Really? Really? So is he negotiating directly? SignalR connection info. I would take a look in here. It feels like there's something in here you're going to need that's going to get you in the right direction. Lucky number 7. You think it's a Python server. Well, this is for to promote serverless, which means, there's going to be a JavaScript client to do it. Yeah. So let's ask Brady. There we go. Is there a Python client for SignalR on .NET Core? I see one for Net Framework, but is there a new one for, is there a new one available? Let's ask that. On-stream question. Fantastic. Let's see if Brady can help us out. All right. Let me see here. What happened? What's going on over here? We'll get back to that later. All right. Binary Chef. Take a look at this. WebSockets, read the docs, stable. You never use the WebSocket. You can't use WebSockets directly because if WebSockets isn't available, SignalR steps down. There's a wrapper there, and it does some enveloping around things. Let's see here. Can't hear anything. Washing machine is making a heck of a racket. Binary Chef enabled two-factor authentication on practically everything about 2 weeks ago. Had it on the important stuff. Still haven't gotten used to making sure you have your phone with me anytime you sit in front of a computer. Yeah, that's a thing. That's totally a thing. DJ Vortex, good to see you, my friend. Great Bullet DE asks, how long do you program? We're only going to be here for a little bit today. We'll only be here for another half hour or so, because I have to go to a meeting today. So let me clone down this repository, and I'll set up the initial project and make it the initial file structure here. And let's start building out, let's start discussing what it looks like to take ASP.NET Web Forms controls that traditionally run server-side and make them into Blazor components. Hey there, boom, boom. Lifetime-wise, I've been a programmer for more than 20 years professionally. Let me, you know, we haven't gotten any music playing in the background here. Let's do that. Today I'm wearing green, so let's go green. It's not there. It's not playing. You make me sad. Fine. Purple? There we go. Here it comes. Oh my gosh, Coding Bandit. Thank you so much for
new projects.
Yeah. And this isn't so much a new project as a project that we were working on, kind of, on stage in front of folks. And we're going to make this a full deal. A full deal thing, community thing, that we're going to share and make available. Thank you so much, Carrie, for the cheer. And I got an emote out of that one. It's funny, if there's anybody from Twitch staff here, I was just warned to behave by my own chat rules from the streamer's dashboard. That's weird. All right. So let me clone this down. Right. It's really great practice to use source control for everything. If somebody tells you that they're a great developer and they're not using source control, I would challenge that they're even a good developer at all, right? I mean, this is kind of a thing that all of us do now. So I'm going to git clone into a local folder here. Been a professional programmer for about 20 years. Some of your colleagues doubt your professionalism. So with that donation, with that cheer, we're going to make another donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So let me go into Blazor Web Forms Components, and I know that font is a little bit small here for us, so let me bump it up. Font, that's better. Can you get recommendations for beginner level coding, programming, learning resources? Never coded before, no language preferences. Blazor Mr. Magoo, go to .net and click the Learn button. There's some great from the beginning, like how to get started with development videos there now. Michael Jolly keeps all of his source code in a filing cabinet. Really? Really? Do you fax it to the main office? Ugh. So inside here I have a README. I'm going to create a folder here for source that we'll put stuff into. I'm also going to create a folder for docs because I think there's going to be a bit of documentation that we're going to want to create. A bit of teaching to show here's how you take the web forms control and page and turn it into a Blazor control component and page. Brady just replied to us. Love it. Way to go. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the quick answer. Look at this. Look at this. It is an open protocol if someone wanted to contribute a new client. That spec is available. Nice. It is the way. Oh, I love the Mandalorian reference there. Thank you, Brady. Very cool. You're going to print it out on your .matrix printer and file it away in the file cabinet. This is crazy. What are you people doing over here? Seriously. Really? We're gonna get into printing things out here? Come on now. Then you're gonna have a real problem when it rains, there's an explosion, somebody breaks into your office and makes off with your filing cabinet. Your filing cabinet, what is that? Where is the spec? It's not standard WebSockets, but good question. Let's ask the follow-up, and let's encourage Mr. Brady to join us here. The follow-up question to that from Twitch chat is,
let me add some value.
Where can we find the spec? Oh my gosh, Svava, 300 bits. We're going to make another donation to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And a bunch of folks just got more emotes in channel. Thank you so much, Svava. I really appreciate that.
People know me.
And I really appreciate that.
Bazinga.
Thank you so much. An MP3 of a .matrix printer. Stop that. I have this, but I don't have a .matrix printer. I'm going to stop that. All right. So if we're going to start building and talking about how to convert this, One a Paradise with the Sloth. There you go. Fax is so 2000. Are we just going to chat and have a good time making fun of me today? Is that what's going on here? Seriously? What time do we got? We got a half an hour. Let's see if we can do some damage here, right? I also think I need a folder for samples, so that we have some sample applications here. Lucky number 7 says yes, we are going to have it just insulting them. And there's Mrs. C# Fritz. Let me see here. Just saying hello to her. There we go. It's good to be in touch with your spouses, with your families when you're on the road. She picked bad time to call. Chat elevates the quality of the stream.
Bueller.
I'm just going to sit here and listen. I faxed my Pascal source code to the office, says Coldwire79. Come on now.
What'd you do?
Stop it. You need a cassette player so you can listen to your basic 64 code load. Here, let me get your code loading there, lucky number 7. Gonna rewind on the Commodore 64. Now we can hit play on the tape deck so you can start reading your code. A few streams ago, I worked with versioning or something with git tags, as you recall. Can I tell you what NuGet package did I use? I don't think we did a NuGet package to version with the git tags. Mice ate your source code. Mice ate your source code. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one, boom, boom. I don't think, did I use a NuGet package? They would have been over here in, this is the Pixel bot, which is now becoming the Fritz bot, and there's a thing. Was it this project? No, where did I put, there's a thing where I put versioning. Was it, I don't remember which project it was that I did the versioning on. I'm going to allow that.
Let me add some value.
Copper Beardy! 500 bits, 10 emotes shared to folks in chat, and we're going to make a donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Thank you so much, Copper Beardy. I appreciate that. The number of times you lost code having left your floppy disk next to a big speaker. Yes, DJ Vortex. Oh my gosh. That happened to me a number of times as well. Should we just sit here and chat? Is that what's going on here? Is that what we're going to end up doing here? Chat room? I've completely lost control. Just completely lost control. This is turning into a stream of giving. It is. It absolutely is. I don't know. What am I going to do? So let me go. I'm going to create the project in the source folder here. And let me migrate over what will be our first component that we wrote with Dan Roth. So I'm not creating a Blazor app. I'm actually going to be creating, right, is it a Razor component library? Razor class library, that's it. Right, so we can put Blazor components in that, right? Right, that's the thing, isn't it? Project for creating a Razor, yeah, it's that one. It's handy and easy. I would never develop a pixel bot with C#. It's handy, it's very easy, and performance can be awesome, just phenomenal. So let's call this Blazor, what's the name of the Blazor WebFormsComponents. WebFormsComponents, and we're going to put it inside of that folder that we just created here. All right, create a new solution. Yeah. Let's call the solution Blazor meets WebForms, because that sounds funny. Floppy disk cringe with a bit.ly. What do you have there for us? Boom, boom. Surly Dev used to email source code home from university just in case a floppy disk failed. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh, I used to do that type of thing also. I'm going to create this project from using .NET Core 3.1, the latest version of .NET Core that was just made available. I don't know why it says source.NET Core 3.10. I don't know what that means. And I'm not doing Docker support. This is a class library. So we'll create that. Yes, this is the long-term support version of .NET Core. That means you're going to have 3 years of support around this version of .NET Core. They've done all kinds of performance fixes, the performance tuning, bug fixes. They've made .NET Core better, stronger, more usable, and enterprise friendly. No, don't close it. Just go away. And I'll feel better. No, wait. I told it to create a Razor class library. And this looks like a Blazor application. That's a Blazor application. That's not a Razor class library. Because the SDK is sdk.razor. Back in Legendary Moose Day, they had Trapper Keepers with punch cards, and we liked it. Yeah, you're right. This doesn't feel right. This feels like they created the wrong... Matt LeBeau, 3 years like Windows XP. They're very serious about the support because there are new versions being released every year of this. I was creating a solution, just hit add project. No, I created a solution and I specified a Razor class library here. And it created, right, this is a web application it created. I'm gonna remove this. Go back into this folder here. And that's not where I want it either. All right, let's close the solution. Let's move it up here. Sure, save it because I'm going to add to it. I should be able to do it, right? Something like that. And get rid of it. Yes, goodbye. And I want to move that up. Okay. And I'm going to remove that folder. What do you mean it's not empty? What's here? There's nothing here. Goodbye. All right. Let me reopen that solution now. I'm gonna need to take some decongestant. I'm already not feeling, I'm feeling, yeah, Razor class library. I created a Razor class library. You're saying it's only available through the CLI. That feels wrong. That feels very wrong. Yeah. Let's do a .NET New and see what it has for me. Okay, I ran .NET New after I installed everything, and I'm still getting this. Is that NIF asks, how hard would it be for you to learn C# when you already have some knowledge with C? Is there something I should look out when trying to convert my knowledge from C to C#? C# is a managed language, so everything that you know about memory management falls by the wayside. It's not something that you're going to run into. You're going to spend more time learning the .NET object model and some of the quirks around C# and how C# is now very much a general purpose language, and you can use it for anything and everything. Even you can even use it in a bit of a functional syntax. It is closer to C++ than C. You're right, great bullet. Yes, that was a Twitch bot that with some animated elements in HTML and CSS. Yeah, it's not. Pixels was the name of Quiltoni's faux currency, and we're renaming it because it's doing a heck of a lot more than that. So I'm not creating a Blazor server app. I want to create a Razor class library, right? I want to store my Blazor components, right? Razor component, right? So if I do .NET New, Razor class lib, right? And it's BlazorWebFormsComponents, right? Write that into a new folder. You learned object-oriented programming for C++ with C#. Impressive. You can do it from Visual Studio, but you need to switch framework to 3 and then back to 3.1 and refresh the template. Are you kidding? What is that? Matt LeBeau. Oh my gosh, Matt! 5 gift subs.
Gifted 5 subs.
Thank you so much for that. We'll make 5 donations to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And Code Sanity, Pluto Nan, Fig Turk, Sweet Vinaya, Coding with Loose, you all just got gift subscriptions. Turn off all the ads here on the channel. 17 emotes you can use everywhere here on Twitch. 25 emotes just got shared to the channel. Oh my gosh, Matt, thank you so much for that. That's really, really great. Very much appreciated. Wow. Thank you very much. Big hype in the channel. Thank you, Ancient Coder, for that. For the kids, absolutely. Goliath V3 asks, in my opinion, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages with using Blazor? Do you think it's going to be here to stay long term? I think it is going to be around long term. There's a lot going on with Blazor. Friends, I want you to notice the content of this project is not the same as what was generated from Visual Studio. That's a problem that we're going to need to log. That the Razor class library in Visual Studio is not the same as the command line. Something's not right there. But Blazor is definitely going to be around because now we're taking all of our technology that we've learned, that we've built to run server side, and we can run it inside the browser using WebAssembly. And we're just at the tip of the iceberg with what WebAssembly can do. When you think about all the places that you have a browser, phones, IoT devices, desktops, laptops, in the cloud, the Electron apps like Visual Studio Code, the Discord app, the Slack app, they're all browsers. So if you can run WebAssembly inside of that, now you've got a cross-platform app that you've written with HTML and C# that works everywhere. And you can install like a progressive web app using some of the libraries that our friend Blazor Mr. Magoo wrote. Now we're talking. Now you got something that works everywhere. And it is not, do not, please, friends in the chat room, hang on. I want to stop right there. Stop. Please stop. Where's my stop button? I don't see my stop button. I need to stop. Hang on. The advantage of Blazor compared to previous technologies like Flash and Silverlight, please stop comparing it to those. Flash and Silverlight, you need to install a runtime in order to use those. You need a plugin on all of those systems to use. Blazor runs on top of a internet standard, a web standard that is in every browser. WebAssembly's there. When everybody had to upgrade their browsers because of Spectre and Meltdown, those processor flaws that were discovered a couple summers ago, everybody got new browsers that support WebAssembly. Everybody has this technology. You don't need to install the Flash runtime or the Silverlight runtime. It just works. So do me a favor, chat room. I can't stress this enough. Don't compare Blazor to Silverlight. When you do that, you're kind of undermining just how globally available it is. And that's why Blazor is going to succeed, because every browser everywhere has it. And that's huge. That's gigantic, right? So I want to make sure that we don't undersell the importance of it being on WebAssembly and not some third-party runtime you have to install, right? Or even like, right, Java applets, remember that? And ActiveX controls in the browser. It runs on a standard, and that's huge. Anyone got tips on how to run long-running SQL query jobs without locking down a website? Run it with no lock and run it outside on the command line. A bunch of different places you can do that. And please, somebody do me a favor, clip that little diatribe that I just gave there about how Blazor runs on a standard. And these components, like the ones we're going to build, will run both on client side in WebAssembly. So all your web forms knowledge will now work client side in a progressive web app. And They'll run in an ASP.NET server-side Blazor application as well. Huge, huge. Need to be a highlight longer than a minute? That's okay. Thank you, lucky number 7. Silverlight is your standard. Can I add a marker? Give me a second here, and I will add a, shoot, I don't have add a marker on my quick actions here. Give me a second. Let me add, no, you're kidding. Quick actions, add a new one. Let me add a stream marker, this. I don't know why it's, there we go, added a stream marker. If you consider a positive buzz Blazor created in C#.NET community, it is here to stay if Microsoft decides to somehow cancel it anytime soon. It's not going to be canceled anytime soon. And Hugo Dahl says, I need a Stream Deck XL for the mobile rig. One of these? Just didn't plug it in yet. I was running behind it and didn't plug it in. Already got 30 buttons sitting here. Throw another 32 on the Barbie here. JavaScript is the new Flash. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so I have my new project here. Let me add this to the solution. Right, it's .NET SLN add, right, .NET SLN, yeah. So I want to add to, what's the solution file there? There it is. And I'm going to add this file. Let's see, that should add it. Good. So if I go back over to Visual Studio, yep, reload, and I should have, there it is. See that? This project is different than the one that was created. Does this project have a web form designer? Oh, Z Lucient. Oh. You wound me, my friend. No, it does not. No. No. But I do have a component here that's written with HTML, standard HTML, that we can tinker with, we can move things around, and we can do some really neat things with. Let's see, what else came with the new template? I have this example JavaScript interrupt to execute some JavaScript, and there's my JavaScript that came along for the ride. Now, can Dreamweaver work on this HTML? Now cut that out. Cut that out. Dreamweaver, we don't use it anymore. The more you know. So I had a project over here. Let me go grab, oh, did Brady write back to us? About the SignalR feedback here. On GitHub. Nice. There is a link. Wrong link. It's over here. There you go. So there's the hub protocol. You can follow that thread if you need, if you want to take a look and write a client for Python for SignalR, as we were talking about earlier. So this other component that we wrote, I'm going to delete this simple component here and add a solution folder for samples. Put a ZZ in front of it so that it sorts to the bottom. No, I don't want it there. Whatever. It's not, I thought it would sort if I put, right? I've been doing that. It's not sorting it for me. Blazor is not Silverlight. Thank you, Boom Boom. I appreciate the highlight. Yep, try this new IDE called PowerPoint. That's totally not a thing. Totally not a thing. Let me see what's going on over here. Okay. All right. So let's take a look. This is bringing in the default components that are made available for Blazor. And all of our static content goes in here. Our CSS, JavaScript, images that we want to include and have available inside of our components. But I want to grab the component that I built with my friend Dan Roth, bring it in here, and have that first discussion, first component available. We can start building out some docs around these as to what we're going to build. So that project that I was working on with Dan was over here in my GitHub repositories. It's not Blazor Workshop. It is eShop Blazor. So in the finished demo, we actually put, nope, is it in this project? Did we put the component? We just put it locally. There it is, ListView.Razor. And this is a ListView component that we built that feels like what a simple list view for a web forms developer would look like. Thank you for the follow, Mr. WowTech420. Appreciate you tuning in, Mr. WowTech. S1Mo says, is the idea for this to offer HTML elements but with extra events to bind .NET data or something? Yes. A lot of folks in web forms, in the web forms experience, they have components, they have controls that they dynamically load up and configure. Simo, I'm sorry. I'm reading things quickly here. Sticker giveaway and 11 follows. Thank you. So web forms folks configure and build their controls using C# on the server side. We're going to give them something so that they can have very similar markup and just adapt slightly their code so they can behave and build things that feels natural to them. It'll help them with a little bit of a migration story. Is Blazor something on top of Razor? Asks, is that Messenger? Is that what that's supposed to be? MZGNR. Let me know how to pronounce that. I want to make sure I say your name properly. Blazor is C# and Razor that runs inside the browser, on browser, as WebAssembly. That's what it was initially designed to run. So it does run inside of Razor components, so you get the HTML and C#. Rich experience that a lot of .NET web developers like. So many frameworks and whatnot, says Kizzy. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, and that mess is part of the glory of the web. The flexibility, the freedom to choose what makes you happy, makes you productive, that you enjoy, and build something cool with it. There's no constraints, there's no restriction. Go, have a good time. Make something that works for you. So this is just a simple list view that is a table, and it's going to render, where is it? Right, it has items, which is a collection of T-item objects, and a row template that goes with this. So I thought there was let me take a look at Dan's last commit here. I thought there was a C# file to go with that. No, but we can make this a little bit more. We can make this a little bit more web forms friendly. So I'm going to go into ListView Razor. I'm going to grab the contents of this, and we're going to put this down inside of our project. I'm going to just grab the raw content. Okay, and we'll build our first component here. So Blazor Web Forms Components. Do I have no, let's not put together a folder. Let's just put a new item here, and this will be a Razor component that we'll call ListView. And there it is. So the idea with the list view in web forms was you could have something that gets formatted as a table and it renders nicely as a table like this, right? You have some sort of a header, you have some sort of empty data template that can build and render out effectively what looks like a table. Simple. You know what? I'm going to be wrapping up here in just a few minutes, Dee Dee. I would suggest holding off on any redemptions. Do I have my redemption screen up? There it is. I would hold off because I'm going to be ending in just a few minutes here. What about some NuGet to sweeten the application? Absolutely. That's where we're going to end up pushing this. So the gory of the web. Yeah. So this, we can create and build a simple table using that same syntax that we had before in web forms, right? I have a table header that has, here's what the column headers look like, and I have a row template that has, here's what the TR looks like, and it's pretty simple for what a list view could do. But I think we want to make it a little bit more complex, a little bit more intuitive, so that it uses some of the tags and other features that come with web forms, so we can build and make that mimic exactly what those tags were that we had in ASP.NET Core. So I'm going to save this initial list view here. We're going to publish this eventually as a NuGet package, but for right now, my time is up. I need to get ready to go to my meeting that I have here. So let me pause. Let me stop the music. Where's the music stopper? There it is. And let me get things wrapped up here and committed into source control. So go up one more. There we go. Let's add the source folder. What do we have here? Yep. We're going to end up removing some of these files anyway, but it's a start. I want you to see what we're building towards, where it's going. So let's commit, and we'll say added the ListView component built with Dan Roth on stage at Ignite. And we're going to continue adding to this. We're going to spend primarily Thursdays working on this and making this easily available for folks to see, contribute to, and have NuGet packages available for folks to use. So let's push this up so you can see exactly how we're going to build these things going forward. I'm going to spend some time later today putting some notes, some documentation around this, but we've got our initial structure for what this project looks like over here in this repository. Fritz and Friends Blazor Web Forms Components. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you tuning in on this abbreviated stream here today. Let me see who's streaming out there. Who can we set up a raid for? This is so weird because I'm not normally on this machine. Let me see. Taking a quick look before I kick off the raid command. You know what? Here's somebody that we've never streamed. They're making an RPG game with their community. This is somebody that I've been watching. Clark.io just went online. Did he? Did he? Yes, he did. No, let's try raiding somebody new. This is, where is it? We're gonna raid Rose Rainblood. Rose Rainblood is another live coder, not on the live coder team, but is actively writing code live here on Twitch and working through some interesting things. And we want to make sure that we support all the folks that are writing code live on Twitch. So let me set up that raid. Yep, finished already, so sorry about that. So if you're a subscriber, grab that first line of text from the bot. If you're not, that's okay. Grab this line of text, copy it onto the clipboard, and we're going to go raid Rose Rainblood. Right, do I have that right? There we go. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow, normal time, and we'll have a stream later in the evening from the Phoenix.net Christmas party that I'll be speaking at. take care. This video, like all my other videos, will be available on YouTube. Really appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.